Fuck him up.
Yes?
What? Whoa. Not guilty.
Looking for a deal? Give me a second.
The Grand Mafia. Download for free.
Among the properties owned by Paramount is the cable channel Comedy Central, and one of the most valuable parts of that channel is the show South Park. In fact, just yesterday, Paramount locked in a $1.5 billion deal with the creators of South Park to be the show's exclusive streaming home. Last night, the first episode of South Park's 27th season aired, and the thing about South Park is that their episodes are produced in advance, but only like a week in advance. So this one incorporated a lot of current events.
I'm not in the mood right now. Another random commented on my Instagram that you're on the Epstein list.
The Epstein list? Are we still talking about that?
Well, are you on the list or not? It's weird that whenever it comes up, you just tell everyone to relax.
I'm not telling everyone to relax. Relax, yeah?
It gets worse. The plot of the episode, short version, is that Trump has sued the town and a settlement is reached, and part of that settlement is the town has to produce pro-Trump TV ads. And, well, viewer discretion is advised.
Who walked through the desert for you? Who survived the wilderness and gave the ultimate sacrifice? When things heat up, who will deliver us from temptation? Donald J. Trump. No matter how hot it gets, he's not afraid to fight for America.
The ad keeps going like that. The clothes keep coming off, so we've decided to tastefully pixelate from here on. The White House obviously was not pleased with the episode. They issued a statement saying the show Paramount just dished out $500 million for, quote, hasn't been relevant for over 20 years, is hanging on by a thread with uninspired ideas in a desperate attempt for attention. Sam Cedars, the host of the Majority Report, and he joins me now. I gotta say, Sam, when it gets bleak out there and when people are being cowards, it is a real shot in the arm to see the South Park people being like, absolutely not.
Totally. And I'll tell you, it's a real shame you didn't keep playing that video. I think the big thing about this is, and, it's the case that they got what is classically known in showbiz as FU money just yesterday. But they're standing up to Trump and they're risking, in many respects, we don't know what the context of their agreement is with Paramount. Totally. And I'll tell you, it's a real shame you didn't keep playing that video. I think the big thing about this is, and, it's the case that they got what is classically known in showbiz as FU money just yesterday. But they're standing up to Trump and they're risking, in many respects, we don't know what the context of their agreement is with Paramount. What they're doing is, could be somewhat risky, and it's showing a lot more courage than we've seen from places like you mentioned, like Columbia or law firms or frankly, Paramount itself in trying to essentially appease Trump so that they get this FCC green light for this deal.
Yeah, the thing about this whole crooked deal is just how transparent the whole thing was. Like, they need the merge, they need the FCC merger. It's dangled. Like, again, there's both the cowardice, there's the bullying, but there's this kind of like gaslighting about the whole thing, this wink, wink, nudge, nudge, like with Columbia, like it's about anti-Semitism or the FCC is actually like looking into real issues when everyone knows that it's nonsense. It's like there's something kind of sanity fraying about that, I find.
Well, there are moments where you start to realize, like, we're living in a nascent authoritarian state. You're seeing people being intimidated. You're seeing the level of corruption just play out nakedly. I mean, you mentioned earlier, Donald Trump's former defense attorney is going to negotiate a deal with Ghislaine Maxwell. It's just absurd, but it is what an authoritarian country and society is. And, it's not hard to find people who say, like, I'm flying out of the country. I'm not sure if I should strip my phone of critiques of Donald Trump. I mean, this is something that, 15 years ago, we would have joked about and thought impossible. But it's not hard to find those people around who are legitimately starting to edit and censor themselves on a daily basis because of this regime.
And it's so interesting, too, to think about it's such a classic thing about comedy and like making fun of the leader of the country on that's what being a free society is. It's like, if you're not in a free society, then you can't have people making fun of the leader of the country on primetime shows. And if you're in a free society, like, that's the thing that we have and we take for granted. And like, again, God bless the folks at South Park for like reaffirming that fundamental right.
100%. And, look, I mean, this happened to the Smothers Brothers back during the Nixon administration. Nixon had their show canceled on CBS. But the nature of the capitulation and the sort of greed associated with what happened with Colbert, I think that's what I appreciate, with the South Park guys are doing, because, like I say, there could be a considerable amount of money at risk. They at the end of the show, sort of like the beeline story was Cartman, talking about suicide. And it was almost as if they were saying, like, we could be seriously biting the hand that's been feeding us in a way that we're not going to get fed anymore.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important.
Yes, that there's risk there. I want to read this from the lone Democratic commissioner of the FCC, Anna Gomez, who says the Paramount, who voted against it, the Paramount payout and this reckless approval have emboldened those who believe the government can and should abuse its power to extract financial and ideological concessions, demand favored treatment, and secure positive media coverage. Well said. Sam Seder, great to have you, buddy.